because I know we had a lot of questions. I'm not sure where, or if there's a rumor out there that the pool's closing, and I don't think this town board would make an investment of almost $40-some thousand to close a pool. We did at the last work session, sort of go through where our progress is on the grants and how we're going to use the grants. When the grants were originally written, the crux of the grants were really about the ADA compliancy. So that is one of the things that does have to be met upon the use of this money, and so that the town doesn't have to pay back the money if we don't meet that requirement, which is the ADA. We're going to take the two grants, which total about between the 142 and the 75. Which we have a $142,000 match. We can use the 75 towards that match, which we're going to apply towards our match. So that gives us an investable amount of about $285,000. That $285,000 will get us about the lining fixed to the pool, because that's going to come in around $140,000. Probably it'll be going out in 2 bids this fall. Just so you know, we are bidding out the project this fall. We're bidding it out again because the first bid came in very, very high to replace the building and make it ADA. Almost came back at $475,000. Well, as you know, our investable amount is $285,000 in that, so we're way over budget on that. So we're trying to do it the most cost-effective way and get the project done to the expectations of the granting agency. So we're sending out 2 bids this fall. The board, we all talked about it last work session, and we'll bid out the lining, the fence, and the plumbing in 1 bid. The second bid will be the refurb of the building, but we're also asking that they give us 2 quotes in that bid of one, refurbing the building to get it to ADA compliant, and secondly, to knock it down completely. We would do the demolition internally as part of our in-kind, and then what it would cost to put it up, so that we can go back to the granting agency and say, we're trying to meet the requirements of the grant. We'd like to apply for an assistance grant to get this grant, so we can bring this project to a close and meet your requirements. So with that, we're hoping that we'll get the pool lining done at least by next year early. There might be a delay in opening, we're not sure, because it's really a lot of concrete work. They can't start it this year, so they'll have to start it early spring next year, and hopefully we'll have a light spring where we won't have a lot of freezing, that we can start that project. That's why we want to bid it out next year, so we can get it lined up early in the spring next year. That would include the redo of the internal, of the pool lining, the plumbing, and the fence. Then, where that bid comes in for the second part of it, which is the building to meet the ADA requirements, that's where we'll follow up and see where it comes in, and then go back to the granting agency to see if we can get another financial, get a little bit more financial assistance to get that ADA requirement met. Because the building, to retrofit that building, if you use the pool, I learned how to swim there, step down, step up, and go down and go up, and it doesn't meet any ADA. It tried to retrofit that building. I don't know how they ever thought they were to retrofit that building. But we're gonna bid it out 2 ways, and hopefully show that the granting agency that it's more cost effective to knock it down and really do it right. So we'll see how that bid comes out. But 2 bids are going out. So the pool is not closing. This board has made that investment. I think by making that investment, I think that should have proved to you that we're not closing the pool. It's just that how to structurally get the project started and finished in time for a season. We can't start and stop because the project is so big. You've got to start the line where you can't start the lining and then, we'll wait and finish it. We have to finish the lining, then open the pool, and then start the other. So there may be a little delay. I can't guarantee that we'll open on time next year, but we will definitely be opening the pool. We just, it's a big job to get that concrete out and then back in again. So, and as far as, we advertise the opening of the pool on our website for the gentleman that asked. We do advertise that on social media, on our website. And I know there was some concern about the pool closing and the beaches closing. We can only stay open as long as we have the lifeguards. Our lifeguards are high school and college students. When they go back, we have no lifeguards. So we try to, whatever lifeguards, we try to shift them around so that we can at least keep a pool and a beach open, and that's what we did. Lake Erie Beach closed first. Then Town Park and the school, or the pool stayed open until Labor Day. I think we closed on Monday and we couldn't open the pool. We didn't have enough lifeguards. But so usually around Labor Day we close because we lose all our lifeguards. So that's, I hope that answered some of the pool questions, that give you confidence that the pool is staying. It is something that we've made that investment. We hope to do more improvements along the way with some additional grants. Right now, we just can't apply for any more parks grants until we close these, because these are 2 parks grants open. So that granting agency doesn't allow you to apply for additional grants when you have ones open. So hopefully we'll be able to bring it to a close, and then if it falls too short, we can go back to them and try to plead our case as we really want to meet the ADA compliance. We need a little more assistance because the building came out a little bit higher than anticipated. If that's not the case, we do have to finish the ADA compliance, and then the board's going to have to decide where we take those funds from to meet those requirements.
And I'll piggyback a little bit on what Mary said. Yeah, we being new to the town board, I toured the pool at least 3 or 4 times this year. I drive by the pool at least 6 times a day, sometimes in the summer months, because we're at work and coming back and forth, and seeing how utilized it is. And it's a compliment to everyone that uses the pool, that keeps on going to the pool. Instead of getting a pool in their backyard, it's a community event. I appreciate your comment earlier about young families and young swimmers going there. I just had a baby boy, and he loves the water already. And I look forward to 20 years from now, not 20 years from now, 5 years from now, taking him there. I'd really like to see the town board in the next budget and the next strategic plans. I want like a 10-year strategy to 20-year strategy for the pool, because the New York State grant money is not always going to be there for the pool. And I think the town board is committed to drawing, like Mary just mentioned, about drawing down, using these funds so we can reapply for more funds. But it's not a long-term solution. I want to see the pool open 10, 15, 20 years from now. Federal money went into that pool when we first got it. A lot of people don't know that. And it'd be a travesty if we close that pool, because someone mentioned earlier, if we do close it, it's probably never going to reopen. So I want to compliment Ed and his staff and the other people in the town that have worked on the pool. So sometimes it's not their job to go over the pool up and work on it, and they do it because they know how important it is to the community. So I appreciate everyone coming throughout the year. I mean, it's been 8 months, and I think every town board, and every 2 weeks, someone here is talking about the pool. So it's a testament to your grassroots effort, and I commend you.
And also too, I think that with the low attendance this year, I think that it had to do with it closing so many times because the pump keep on breaking and stuff. So I don't think you guys really have to worry about the low attendance. We know that you guys would have been there if it was going to be open all the time.
This summer, you would have thought of been out through the roof because it was so hot out. But yeah, and I thought the attendance was still good, and our lifeguards did a great job up there. And it is a hard facility because it's so outdated, and it just hasn't changed even since I took swim lessons there. So but bringing back swim lessons, I think it's sad to see that they weren't being offered. So I'm glad we're offering those back, because I think it's a service that people enjoy, and their kids get to learn. And we do have so many beach closings. It's this year was, because Erie County's model was a little skewed, if they can't upload the information, which they had a lot of trouble with their computer, we gotta take the reading from the day before. And if it read E. coli, we had to keep the beach closed. So we had a lot of beach closings this year. I'm not sure they were really warranted. I think it was their model that was, and because their data wasn't updated, we had to take the last reading. So, and that all comes with the green infrastructure projects that we're doing throughout the town park. We'll be having another 3 big green infrastructure projects starting in the Lake Erie Beach area. Somebody commented about the Lake Erie Beach park. We do close it when the lifeguards leave. We've had so much vandalism down there this year. It's cost taxpayers quite a bit of money just to repair the damages that are being done in the Lake Erie Beach park area. I just talked to the chief today about getting a camera system down there. It's pretty sad when we have to camera our areas and our beaches. I mean, they're ripping shingles and flashing off the roof. They're breaking toilets and sinks and cutting up picnic tables and throwing them over unbelievable what they do down there. And it all comes out of the taxpayer's pocket, because we have to fix those things. So we do close the beach, the bathrooms at 7 p.m. when the lifeguards leave there, because we can't leave them open unattended. It's just the way it is, or we get more damage from the people down in that area, or people visiting that are guests in our community that don't treat our property well. So we'll address the limbs. The hike bike path,